All right. Have you resisted long enough? Is it time to learn the language of astrology? But where do you begin? Well, why not do it the fun way? Come check out the Fun Astrology 101 course and start speaking astro really fast. It's on the homepage, funastrology.com. Welcome to the Tuesday, June 11th Fun Astrology podcast. This month is flying right on by. My goodness sakes, the sun is at 21 degrees Gemini today, so that means just a few more days of Gemini season, and we will be rolling into Cancer. Now, as we mentioned yesterday, big aspect today is Mars squaring Pluto. Some particulars on that. The exact aspect is at 9:21 this morning Eastern, both at early degrees in their own signs. Mars moving forward in zodiacal order, Pluto in retrograde moving backward. We mentioned this yesterday of the standpoint that Pluto is 3 times stronger than Mars, according to Reinhold Ebertin, as passed down by Robert Glasscock. And the fact that Pluto is in retrograde means that this brings this aspect a lot more internal and also possibly to some degree working on things like the rewords, rework, review, reassess, reevaluate. Now, on a positive side, if you've got your positive game, your high timeline game on, this could be a powerful aspect. Work through that tension and mega launch into new territory. In other words, that square is just sitting there asking, how bad do you want it? Now, obviously, on the other side of the coin, and especially collectively, such an aspect could become a trigger in conflict-related areas. And I say that not to necessarily peg something to the collective. I mean, we have 2 big wars going on in the world. We have a war going on politically in the United States. All of that. I'm talking about the folks at the water cooler. Those who have not found this podcast yet, or the Subconscious Mind Mastery. Those who might be struggling more against themselves. And this could really be a pull of internal conflict, because you have 2 fixed signs squaring each other. Taurus, very fixed. The bull, stubborn. Aquarius, where Pluto is moving backward. Don't tell me what to do. Mars, of aggression, positively thrust to move forward. Launch type energy. And also not just new beginnings. Move it forward to the finish line and beyond. I mean, Mars is power and Pluto is transformation. Well, think about it collectively. When you start to put some pressure, some transformational pressure, which Pluto is in retrograde, so it's even stronger, on people, what do? Well, escapism. They withdraw. They want to mask it. That's Sunday's aspect with Neptune. You go to the addictions, right? You go to whatever you have chosen or they have chosen to numb the pain. Just try to get away from it. Now, the other thing about Mars is it's a fighter. So there's where the conflict could come in. And that's where I was saying yesterday that we want to tap the brakes and we want to do a big, long count before we respond to anything. Because it might not even be related to this aspect. It might just be triggering something in that other person or in that situation. You happen to be standing there or in the middle of the email chain and boom. So to guard against that, be extra aware of how things are landing for others right now. And you know how I'm using this? Because this has been a focus of some of the things I've been doing for the last week, is I'm going to be using this to really adjust my perspective. When you get a little older, it's a little easier, I think, to do this, if you choose. This is where Steve Forrest said when you get into your later years, that last Saturn return at 58, 59, gives you the opportunity to choose how your elder years are going to be, whether you're going to be a grumpy old toot or a really cool old person. And, you know, when you choose to say, I want to be a really cool old person, one of the best ways to do that is to step out of yourself and step into the lives of others. You could say, well, that's good to be in any age. Well, yes, it is. And yet there are things that you do in your earlier years where you are building and you're growing and you're kind of pushing your agenda forward into the world. There's Taurus the bull and Aquarius the water bearer telling you not to tell me what to do. I mean, the stubbornness, but it does take some stubbornness to move things forward sometimes. Well, this is showing us that maybe we don't have to be quite so stubborn. We can throttle back, or at least be careful of reacting to somebody who is being stubborn. And I'm not telling you what to do here, but a good suggestion would be to look for diplomacy. Now, we have a lunar change also. It sets up this afternoon at 3:15 p.m. Eastern. The moon squares Uranus as its last aspect before it goes void of course for a long one this time, 10 hours and almost a half, and then moves into Virgo at 1:38 a.m. early in the morning Eastern Time. And see, the paradox continues with the moon because Virgo is the best worker in the building, and they can also be the most critical. So see, the moon is just supporting this Mars-Pluto square today perfectly. And that last aspect, a square, can be tense as well. Hey, we've got the lunar calendar, in the funastrology.com website, and you can click on it, right-click on it, and download it right from there. Go to funastrology.com/moon and check it out. It has all of the last aspects all the way through the month. Kristen Lawhead keeps that up for us, and thank you for doing that month after month so faithfully. Kristen, we appreciate you. See, that's the way to handle this aspect. Give some love to somebody else who deserves it. All right? Go find somebody now. Go, go, go. Not telling you what to do. Have a good... Well, see, I hope you have a wonderfully good day, and I love you.